What's up, everybody? Welcome to Wednesday night Hump Day show with Rocky Top. My name is Ben, and our special reseller spotlight, we have with us Chad from Wolfman's Goodies is joining us here in the house. Welcome in, Chad. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. I hope you thank you for having me on your show.
Absolutely, man. It's good to have you in. And as we get going, we're going to let people file in. I see we've got a couple coming in right now, but I want to take best use of our time tonight on this Wednesday Hump Day and ask you. First question. Let's get started. Where are you from exactly, and what is your background? Let's start there. I know you've got a great story to tell.
I am from Dobson, North Carolina, which is out in the farming community, the outskirts of Mount Airy, North Carolina.
There you go.
AKA Mayberry.
Mayberry, baby. That's it.
And I've been selling on eBay for 5 years now. It was a New Year's resolution in 2019. I decided to sell vinyl LP records on eBay. And I put my first one on New Year's Day.
Wow.
And now me and my wife are full-time resellers. It's small, but we're full-time.
That's awesome, man.
Thanks.
So what did you guys used to do for a living before you transitioned full-time into reselling?
I installed metal roofs on houses and
Really?
tore off asphalt shingles. And that's a really hot job.
Oh, brother.
And my knees started messing with me because I'm in my mid 40s, and I was like, I got to find something else to do. So I started selling on eBay, trying to build it up, and it's worked.
Oh yeah. Now, how many years did you do the roofing business?
5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how did you come across? Oh, go ahead.
You get a free suntan with every roof.
That's it, man. You do.
The whole crew.
My goodness. What? So you've been doing roofing, right? You did that for 5 years. What really caused you to pull the trigger? I guess because of your knees and all that, you decided to transition and try to roll the dice at reselling, right?
Yeah. Well, I had a feeling my mom's getting older up in age, and I just knew that I was going to have to do something from home so I could stay with her and take care of her. And it's worked out great. I've got a listing station at her kitchen table made up, and I got one here at my eBay office.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's say hi to some people in chat. We got my co-host Beard King Picker in the house. Hello. We also have, I'm sure they know you, Mayberry Picker is here. Chad is very knowledgeable. He's definitely a great guest to have.
Yes. Hello, Mayberry Picker.
Yeah. Easy Pickens Chris, he was on the show with me last week, and he is a great reseller out there in California. What's up there, Chris? Thanks for joining us. And Alex asks you, Chad, how is the vinyl selling for you lately?
I sell a couple records a week, 2 or 3.
All right. And do you do 45s, or do you just stick to albums, or
LP long play records? The albums.
LPs. Gotcha.
Yep. Yeah, and I play them and I clean them with an anti-static record brush. And I put that in the title, then the description. I put play tested in the title. Excuse me.
Gotcha. Well, we got Carol in the chat. Hi, Carol. Always good to see you. And Alex says he recently picked up a few records to flip. And yeah, so welcome in, everybody. Oh, we got my favorite. Mary has joined us. Now, Mary and Carol both actually are avid viewers of my channel here, and they're always commenting everything I do, which I love reading all of everybody's comments, right?
Right. Hello, Mary.
Yeah. So it's good to have the ladies in the house as well. Well, let's get into more of your story here, Chad. Let's take us through what you shop for, what's your favorite thing to sell. Tell us a little bit about your operation on your eBay business.
Okay, let's back on up to the beginning.
Sure.
So after we would install a roof, I may be in Winston-Salem. 2 days later, I'll be in Virginia. So I would Google nearby thrift stores and hit them on the way home.
There you go.
That was my second hustle. So I've accumulated a lot of stuff doing that. I'd hit yard sales on Friday, coming home, and that's what I did for
Okay.
several years. I've been selling full time for approximately 2 years, but I
Awesome.
started 5 years ago.
What is your favorite thing to sell?
The thing that pays the bills for me is board games, hats, baseball caps, coffee mugs. And the reason
That's your
why
bread and butter?
they're all usually $1 or less. Yeah, that's my bread and butter.
That's your bread and butter. That's your soup, beans, and cornbread.
That's what I'm on right now. I mean, I still clean and play records in the background and sell a few, but I'm kind of burnt out on the records. That's the thing about this business. You got to find something new to keep it exciting and motivate you.
You do.
I've got household goods. We got everything: shoes, clothes, cooking stuff.
That's
Anything,
great.
anything new and sealed, of course, from the '90s, 2000s,
Yep.
80s. Yeah,
Mayberry Picker says flea markets, thrift stores, and yard sales. You hit all those, I'm sure, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
Yep. I
Now,
had
what's your favorite outlet to pick from?
the several many Goodwills in Winston-Salem. I mean, you
Okay.
can hit like 5 or 6 in a day, and of course, the Goodwill bins is there where you buy it by the pound,
Yeah.
that outlet. So that's my favorite.
You know, as of late, I've done several videos on my channel here talking about Goodwill. And, I've got a lot of friends in the reselling business that also do YouTube. So they're content creators and they live all across different spots here in the United States. And a lot of resellers, they've kind of given up on Goodwills because Goodwills have kind of caught on to the reselling game. And some locations are back there comping stuff out on eBay before they price it and put it on the floor. And pricing has gotten out of control in a lot of locations. But, for me here in East Tennessee and you being my neighbor just over the mountain, our
Yes,
prices are still great, don't you think?
I think so. If you know what to look for,
That's
they,
right.
they are correct though. I haven't bought a pair of tennis shoes in over a year because they got $17 and 20 on them, and that's what they sell for. But we still have plenty on the shoe rotisseries, is what I call them here in the office. But yeah, you're right. I go
Yeah.
to 2 thrift stores daily because I have to pick up my young son from school. So I hit them first. I go at 3 o'clock to pick him up, and I'll find, I typically spend $10, $15, but you know how it is. You can resell it for 60 or 80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to share this because Alex down here, he's my co-host on the Reseller Locker Room podcast. We were having a on-camera discussion, and Alex, since you said it, I'm going to talk about it. He hasn't been able to really get out and pick much over the last several months, so he got a chance to go out to the bins. He lives in Nashville, well,
Okay.
Antioch, but
Yeah.
near Nashville. He spent 8 hours, Chad, in the bins. 8 straight hours in that bin building.
Did he take a small cooler and snacks with him? I've seen that at Winston Salem. They're drinking and eating chicken nuggets and stuff.
This is what I told him, Chad. I said, listen, dude, you need to trade your truck in for like a little, what is it? A Model C class RV that's got a
Yeah,
kitchenette in it. So if you're waiting for them to roll out fresh bins, you can go out into the parking lot and fix you something to eat,
yeah.
watch some YouTube and all that. But
Get a
yeah,
Winnebago and he can take a nap in it, or he can sell like tacos.
Yeah, I can't imagine, dude, going into a Ben's or any store really and spending 8 hours. But
I,
hey, you know,
I typically, when we make a route and we hit the ones in Winston on the weekend, which is rare, say once a month, I'm in and out of each Goodwill in like 25, 30 minutes.
nice.
I know how to work it and what to look for. I go to my hats, because I gotta have the
Yeah,
hat of the video. I do a link and I do a hat of the video, so you can buy it off of Wolfman's Goodies.
Wolfman's goodies on eBay, right?
Board games. I had Mad TV 1979. This was approximately 3 years ago. Sealed board game for $1 at my favorite Goodwill in that direction, and it sold for 80. And it would
Wow.
have been 120 like the sold comp, but the back plastic was ripped, and I had to show that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it sold quick. That was exciting.
Well, Mayberry Picker says here recently I've been selling more on Macari and Posh than eBay. Does everyone cross list? Do you do any cross listing on other platforms, Chad?
100% eBay.
Me too.
I'm
Me
sticking and
too.
focusing all my effort to one place.
Yeah. Well, if you are a seller on eBay, we all know over this last year, eBay has experienced a lot of issues, a lot of problems, a lot of hiccups. But the bottom line over top of all that is eBay is still king
Yeah,
when it comes to online reselling. What makes eBay special for me is that you can find the one-off unique items that you can't get on Amazon or
mhm,
really find in abundance on any other platform. Would you
yeah,
agree?
yeah. I agree, and you're right. They have got, I think personally, all the bugs fixed. This week there was a friend of mine that has antique booths and resells on Facebook Marketplace, and she was like, "Look this up," and I clicked it, set the sold comps, and I said, "Look how much money they've spent. Look how it went." It found two or three of what our kind of rare item,
Yeah.
not something there's thousands of, and it went straight to it. And I said, "You remember we used to go to Google and then look down through there and click on Macari or try to find eBay to find a sold comp on eBay? It ain't like that no more. You just,
Yeah.
I call it the eBay lens."
There you go. Yeah, I've heard you say that on your shows before.
So,
Well, let me get into some other questions, and everybody that's joining us here in chat, if you do have any particular questions, just throw them in down there. We'll put them up and read them. But Chad, do you ever promote any of your items?
yes, for approximately 1 year, I promote across the board a small percentage, and I turn the offers on. I think this works. Turn offers on all the items because approximately 40 to 50% of our sales is offers.
Really?
Yep. And I didn't know it till about 2 years ago. I was putting in a minimum offer in that little box. You can leave it blank. Just turn offers on, roll with it.
Yeah. So, do you find that when you were promoting your items, like for me, the highest I've ever promoted is 5%, but generally I'm between the 2 and 3% on my items. But do you find that your sales increase more when you promote it versus not promoting it?
I think they do.
Yeah.
And what I've done for probably 2 years is any rare thing that there's only a few listed on eBay, I'll promote it at like 15% to throw it out there. And I've even went and waited a day and Googled it, and my item would be the first one on top to do a
Oh, that's
little
big.
experiment. So it works. You got to give it some time though. It ain't instant
Right.
for it to go through the system, I guess.
Right. Well, we have reselling with Woody, and I'm so glad that he is in here tonight. He says, "Hey, fam, my real name is Chad, too." His name is Chad, too, which I didn't know that because I've been just calling him Woody because I didn't know what his first name was. But anyway, reselling with Woody, Chad, I need you to message me on Instagram if you have it, please. But he says it's YouTube's tough. It says it's tough to get one video dropping a week on YouTube. Loving the content. Yeah. Now with Chad here, Mr. Wolfman,
Yeah,
he does a daily video, right?
6 days a week, and then a couple of shorts, or at least one short on Sunday.
That is commitment.
Thanks.
I mean, I don't know many people other than your daily vlog channels.
Yeah.
I don't know many resellers that bang a video out every day, especially 6 days a week plus shorts. I mean, that's you got to be commended on that, brother.
I'm trying. I got inspired by Commonwealth picker Kevin.
Yeah.
You can go back and look at his videos from 5 years ago, and it's like black bars on the side, and he's using his phone and stuff. And he said you got to drop a video daily for 1 year before it starts to get any attention in the algorithm.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
what I went with.
Chad says I run at 5% promotion across the board. It works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that too at one time. And then he also says bread and butter ball caps. So Chad and Chad, their bread and butters are selling ball caps.
All us Chads have to stick together. I had
That's
approximately 10 or 12 Chads in my high school.
really.
Yeah. That was the popular name back in the
Well,
70s.
I had one in my graduating class. His name was Chad Mitchell. We went through kindergarten through graduation together, but that was the only Chad that I had when I was in school.
Yeah.
But yeah, Carol says, don't tell Kevin that, it'll swell his head.
Oh, I like Kevin.
Carol, Kevin's head is so big now you can't even get him through a doorway of a barn. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I like
no,
him.
yeah, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Chad says, I'll tell you what, if you drop a video once a day on YouTube, you've got bigger balls than he's got.
You just be yourself. See what I did? Okay, we'll get to this story. It's part 2 time, I guess. Hopefully it's
Yeah.
not too early.
No, go ahead.
So done another New Year's resolution last January, 2023, New Year's Day. I was like, I'm gonna take this YouTube serious. And like, who said drop a video a day for a year and see where it goes. So I made one New Year's Day that night. And I don't edit. I just film with my phone, and then I just upload it as soon as I get the fastest internet. And I'm already shipping out, so I thought, why not film it? I'm already scheduled every morning to ship out because we ship out daily.
Yep.
And a lot of our customers brag and give us positive feedback.
Me too. Me too. I do daily. Yeah.
So that's why I'm doing the YouTube. Like, let's try this.
That's awesome, man. Well,
Thanks.
I applaud you because there are some content creators that struggle getting a video out once every 6 months. And Alex, my comrade down here below, 6 videos a year, the biscuit butt method. And Archie's not in here, or he would have done chimed in already. But so we're safe in saying this right now. So anyway,
Yeah, I watch Biscuit Butt.
yeah, it's not consistent content, but when you do get it, he does a good job.
Oh yeah.
So our other Chad here says, sticking together, Chad. We had about 5 or 6 in our class, but we only had 86 people to graduate.
Well, it had to be
Yeah.
all the Chads that graduated.
Yeah. You know what? Both of you Chads need to hook up after the show so y'all can start some conversations.
Yeah, my Instagram is Wolfman's Goodies.
Wolfman Goodies on Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can, I put stuff down below on the scroll bar, everybody, if you want to go check him out. How many videos now have you got in your library on your channel, Chad?
I don't know. At the end of the year, I had like 370 or 375.
Wow.
I don't know where I'm at now. It's almost a month. Well, it is right now tonight.
Well, I wanted to tell everybody after the show, or if you can open another browser, if you're on your phone, tablet, or whatever, go over to Wolfman's Goodies, give him a sub to his channel. This guy is dedicated to the cause of putting out content. He does it 6 days a week. that alone deserves a sub in my mind because of the effort and the time you put into your channel. And I applaud you, man. I think that's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Hey, we got Jimmy Old School Flips in the house editing every day. He doesn't miss that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried editing one time and I was like, this takes way too much time. So
Yeah.
I just dropped the video same day and I watch it the next morning with my mom during breakfast. And so far
Nice.
I haven't took one down. You know, any of my mistakes, I just leave it.
Just
I
let
try,
her roll.
yeah, I try to be comical anyway. I just want to make everybody laugh.
Yeah.
And
Well, do we have a part 3 of your story?
I don't know. Mm,
What were you telling me before we went live that there's people in the community that call you Mr. Rogers of reselling? Is that right?
yeah, some of my viewers, the Mr. Rogers of reselling because of
Yeah.
my smooth, positive attitude and voice.
There you go.
Yeah,
Well, Chad, Mary just subbed to your channel, so thank you very
thank
much,
you.
Mary. Yeah.
Thanks so much. Yeah,
So let's talk about some other mechanics of eBay.
yes.
We talked about if you promoted your items and all that. Do you ever do the method of end and sell similar?
Not as much as I should. Maybe
Okay.
once a week I'll take down 20 on Sunday and sell similar, keep the pictures, and it throws it back on top, and I'll get sales that
Yeah.
evening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's other resellers. Well, like myself, is that's just a daily thing that I do.
yeah.
If I see it's ending in the next, the next day or the next 2 or 3 days, I just go ahead and end them all, whether it's 20 or 200. And then I just end and sell similar, throw them back out there. And it gives me a bump in sales every time I do it. That's why I make it a daily thing.
Do you do that off of a laptop computer?
No, I'm one of the weirdos, Chad. I do all my listing and casting from a desktop computer, which is this one. A lot of resellers do everything on their phone. Dude, I'm too old to look at a little tiny phone screen. I've got to have this big monitor, and the text is all extra large.
Yeah, I don't
Because
blame you. I do everything from my phone, so what I was asking is it's probably quicker from a computer because we're having to do it individually on our phones.
yeah, I'm telling you, man. All like Archie Biscuit Butt, he does all his stuff on his phone. He does his video editing on his phone, and I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
I
my wife figured out how to block somebody on the phone. I've always had to do it on the laptop.
oh really? All
Yeah,
right.
when somebody scams you.
So when we were talking about you're the Mr. Rogers of reselling, Carol says, I can see that. He has a very calming voice.
Well, thank you so much. Won't you be my neighbor? My reselling neighbor? Every
There
time
you
I
go.
sell something to one of my neighbors, I think we shipped something to Tennessee today, and I was like,
I seen that.
"We're sending it to Tennessee, my neighbor to the north."
That's it.
Yeah, we give him a little shout out. I don't know why I do that. I just do. I'm sure nobody really watches it. I put the thank you card with my YouTube channel on it, and I have a few repeat buyers and you know
Yeah,
people buying and they view it. So
that's awesome.
thank you.
Well, Chad says I mix in the list and I mix in the list and sell similar through the week. I might pull down 10 items and do a sell similar on top of less than 10 a day. Okay. Well, that
That's good.
works.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's a lot better than me.
And Carol says, Ben, I use the computer for listing and shipping. And I don't know what he was saying there. But anyway,
So how do you take your pictures?
now, okay, I do need to back up what I said. I do use my phone. See, I list right here at this computer, but my photo booth is literally 2 steps right over here.
Yeah.
So I'll do it. I'll draft my listings here, and then I'll go over here and pull up the draft on my phone and upload my pictures, take them with my phone, and upload them to the listing on my phone.
Oh yeah. I've heard of
Yeah.
people doing that. I got you. It's quicker and faster on the computer to create the listings, take your pictures with the phone, and then, yep, finish it with the phone.
Yeah. So Chad says, "Hey, I use extra large text and the stupid phone doesn't like my voice, so it doesn't understand my accent." Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Reselling with Woody. Chad, where are you from? Because, I just love getting rednecks in here because I'm one of them, and if he's a redneck too, Chad right here,
Yeah.
then, we need to show Chad down in text and chat some love. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. You know what's funny is I can see that a certain percentage of my watchers are using the captions, and I've cut the caption on, and I'll say "seller," as in like you go down the cellar to get some food,
Yeah.
calling the area under my table a cellar, and
Yeah.
it's like it's spelling out seller, you know, eBay seller, and it can't understand half of what I'm saying. It's so comical. I think they turn it on just to laugh at what it's spelling out.
Oh yeah. 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 It's funny how much your accents differ depending on where you're from.
Oh
But anyway. All right. Well, what else would you like to share about your eBay business? Let's talk about this. This is a two-pronged question. What are your goals for 20, we're a month into the new year, but what are your goals for 2024 for your YouTube channel and what are they for your eBay business?
YouTube channel. We'll stay with something simple. I'll go and hopefully get 200 subs, 200 or 300, double what I got now.
Okay.
And eBay, we'll just keep on rolling. You know, We'll have to go out to travel further to get to them better Goodwills, but we'll keep bringing it in and listing it on eBay and rolling. I think we got enough room. We got 3 different locations for storage.
Now, are yard sales and garage sales and estate sales plentiful for you when the spring rolls around?
Yard sales, I love them.
Yeah.
Yep. Estate sales, not so much because they looked it up, and I mean, you still find something that's worth a lot, just like you can go in that Goodwill that's got everything marked up, and you still
Yeah.
find a piece of gold. But it's hard
Oh
to
yeah.
do. It's hard to do at
Yeah.
the estate sales. I don't hit them. I'll hit the Facebook Marketplace ones, the smaller ones. You get the better
Okay.
deal where they just want
Yeah.
to clean the house out. I'll hit some of them, but yard sales are everybody's favorite, I think.
Oh yeah. Well, I do estate sales. I'm a little different, companies that do estate sales here where I'm at, they're usually 3 days long. The
Yeah,
first day, everything's full price. The
right.
second day, they're a little more apt to do a little dealing with you. But on the last day, excuse me, they mark everything down 50%, and then you can get it even lower than that because they don't want to have to get stuck cleaning the rest of the stuff out.
Yeah, make you a pile. Right on.
Make you a pile. So
Yeah,
what I end up doing is I'll go the first day just to see what's there. Second day, I'll see what's left. And then the third day, I'll go in there and I will find something. And then I will wheel and deal down to the nickel
yeah.
to get out the door with it.
You
So that's kind of,
find them old school stickers that's never been opened from the 80s.
yeah,
Yeah, stuff
that's
people
right.
don't know about.
That's right.
Whoops, I just let everybody know.
Well, our online Chad here, he is from Oklahoma.
All right, okay. I ship stuff there all the time.
He is fifth generation Oklahoma. Family moved there in 1889.
That's awesome.
That is interesting. He also says, uh, hit it hard. I'll sub to you, Chad, and link it below. Oh, well, I need to go pull your channel link. And while I do that, Chad, I need you to tell us a story.
Okay. Well, the most expensive thing that I sold on eBay in the last 5 years was a
Yeah.
basement clean out that I gave approximately $300 for 2 truckloads. And in that, he just wanted it cleaned out so he could make a new office down there. He was like an auctioneer, and
Really?
his granddaughter sold on eBay and tried to move some of it. Well, in this trunk, I got a bunch of model car stuff. Side note here from the 1960s, and then I learned that you can sell them as junkyard parts. I mean, I made a bunch of money off these cars put together already from the 60s in the box. But that's a side note. So I found this one 1960s tin steamroller with the robot guy, looks like from the Wizard of Oz, the red
Yeah.
light. Took two, I think, D batteries or C's made in
Yeah.
Japan. I had to tap on that motor for several minutes to get it to come around and start moving. It was a bump and go. About that big in the box, not great. The pistons would move up and down, and one of the plastic side engine pieces was cracked. I put it on auction for like 500 because I seen some other ones, but they didn't have the robot guy with the red light. It sold for $1,400, and I shipped it back to Japan.
Wow.
So that's my best deal. I mean, I got a few more, but we'll save them for later. I found some cool records at a state sale one time.
What is the in your years of sourcing and selling on eBay, what has been one of the most profitable items that you've sold?
That robot.
That robot.
Yeah.
Okay.
That tin
Yeah.
toy. Something like you would see on American Pickers, in the
Yeah.
box from
Well,
the 60s.
pre-war, they made Pop 10 toys,
Yep. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Mm,
That's cool.
yeah.
What is your least favorite thing to sell?
That's a really good question.
I mean, I've got stuff I hate to sell. I hate that I even bought it, but it's profitable.
Glass, because
Mm.
30% of the time it's broken, damaged, and you say just keep it and here's all your money back plus shipping. That would be one item, glass, which
Glassware.
I've got better, from watching you guys and everybody else. I wrap it in bubble to where you can throw it down and it won't break.
Oh yeah, dude.
I put
Yeah.
cardboard dividers to keep any, if it's 3 or 4 pieces, from hitting each other.
Yeah.
Bubble it up in paper.
I'll tell you, I mentioned this to you before we went live, but if you don't care, if you can grab the football behind you and
Yeah.
bring it up to the camera and turn that thing on, because we've got Roman in the chat and he's a big Cleveland Browns fan and I'm a football fan. Tell us about that item.
I found this at Goodwill and they only had like $3 on it. And I cleaned the battery compartment like I do with the toothbrushes and all, and put new batteries in it, and I messed with it forever. Could not figure out because most cookie jars, the pig, the cow, the barn, you open the top and the sound goes off. There's a switch. I couldn't figure it out. Had to watch a YouTube video.
The Fox theme, Fox football theme.
And it closes its own lid.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. I find some really neat stuff. I mean,
Yeah, that's really.
I've got a good eye from watching everybody on YouTube what to pick up.
I found that useful too over the years, watching people's what's sold videos.
Yeah, what's sold.
More so than the picking ones.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
because
basically what I do is a what sold and some dad jokes.
Yeah,
On my YouTube.
when you tune into the what's sold, you're really getting to the brass tacks of how much money is this thing bringing.
Yep.
When you watch a picking video, you don't have an idea. They throw up sold comps, but there's finality when you do a what's sold. I really like that type of format in a show.
Me too, because I have air conditioning in my office and heat. Where there's none of that out there at the yard sales.
Now, from watching your channel, your wife, of course, does the business with you, I'm sure.
She does.
And, so do you all go picking together, or do you do that separately, or is it a full family thing? Are your kids involved in your business?
It's me and my wife. We pick separately. we'll go together, say once a week, and hit all the Goodwills or go yard selling this summer. And my children, yes, both my sons, I have trained them to list mainly in the mini warehouse, which is a little 10 by 20 room at my brother's store within 2 miles of here. But I just go and play test the VCRs, hand it to my son, and he'll list it.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. Chad says dimensional things are my least favorite. Yeah, when it comes to packing and shipping, some of
Yeah.
those odd shaped items, man, can be
Yeah.
tough.
Let me tell you a story. I got tired of all my glass breaking, say 2, 3 years ago in that span. So I made a policy not to put a fragile sticker on anything that had glass in it, and nothing broke.
Really?
Yeah, but now I went back because I've got really good at like going the extra mile and just really wrapping it. I'm putting fragile stickers on it in case it does break. They
Yeah,
open it up and the buyer's not extra mad, like, why didn't you put fragile stickers on this?
I do the same.
But sure enough, it did. I think somebody's having a bad day, they throw it down at the last, on the concrete porch.
I'll tell you what,
Oh,
eh, a lot of USPS, a lot of their carriers that they hire are third party. I mean, they just
oh
they
yeah.
just hire them third party, and they don't care. A lot of them don't. They just fling that stuff just like they're a football.
Yeah, they
You
show up in like a regular Chevy Cavalier and pop out
know.
little UPS or something, tag and throw your stuff down. Subcontractors.
There you go. Well, everybody, I'm putting Chad's YouTube channel link in the chat. If you've not done so, I know he would appreciate it. I would appreciate it if you go over and give his channel a sub. Chad, I think you've got to be the only content creator that I know of in the resale space that cuts a video every single day. And I know I've mentioned that a couple times, but to me, that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
Thank you so much.
And so, y'all need to honor his effort and go over there and give him a sub to his channel there. And he's on Instagram as well, as we mentioned.
Yeah.
And
I actually LLC Wolfman's Goodies here in North Carolina. And I learned if you're the sole owner, you don't have to get a business ID tax number. You can use
right.
your SS. And I did that so nobody could take it. But my point is I meet people and they're like, how do I find you? And I'm like, go on Google and say Wolfman's Goodies. It pops up eBay, YouTube. You just click on it. It goes straight to me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Our other Chad in chat says, my wife picks and wants me to list it. She has her own store.
That's awesome. My
Now,
wife has her own eBay store and she cleans it. She cleans a lot of the hats and stuff for me. But she cleans her own items and she lists it inside in the living room floor. She's got a light box. And then she
now, do
pours.
you all have one store together or you have separate stores?
We have separate stores. And the reason why, say 3 years ago, I was going over my 500 listings. So I created her one so we could just jump over and keep on doing free listings. And then it got into it's a competition mainly for YouTube and our friends. Before YouTube, I would just put it on Facebook weekly. I outsold my wife by $50, or she outsold me by 300. And everybody watching this would just comment like, "We love this." Put the exact amount, we both get payouts, every Tuesday
Yeah.
on eBay.
And right behind you over your right shoulder, that's your daily count, right?
Yeah, that's my daily count. 5 today for $117.
Gotcha.
It includes shipping,
Yeah. Well, we got Rad Relics joining us in the house. Welcome in, Rad. He wishes Roman is here. Well, Roman is here. You can't miss him because his messages are usually a paragraph and a half long in the chat. I'm just kidding, Roman. Roman is a good guy. Have you heard of Roman, Chad?
I haven't yet. I have to check him out after this video.
He's known as the Anytime Picker, and he has a live show, everybody, on Saturday nights. And I think Lissa is in here, Bobbles, Blings, and Needful Things. She and Roman do a live show, a live resale podcast Saturday nights on YouTube. So you could go over there and check out those guys in that show.
I
Roman is a
will.
big jokester, dude. I
Yeah, I
mean,
will. That's awesome, dude. I'll check them out.
yeah. All right.
Yeah, I like to laugh. I even ordered off of Amazon a little trophy that says best eBay sales of the week. And when she
Oh,
wins,
really?
yeah, when she wins, it goes in her office. So
Oh, okay.
she has a little office, and I have my Leonard building here.
Well, let me ask you this: have any of y'all had the opportunity to go to any meetups to meet other resellers in person or anything like that?
No, we haven't. No,
Okay,
my schedule's pretty busy. I have to stay nearby.
I got you. I got you. Well, what's tell us a little bit more about you, what you want people to know about your business and on your channel, Chad.
I don't know. Honestly, I just want you to watch me and laugh at me, and learn a little something about eBay with the what
Yeah,
solds and how you can back up and see where I've skipped out. I don't know, probably 6 months. I was like, it sold for this amount, and now I'm gonna bubble wrap it. It was like a 45-minute video or hour of me shipping out 14 things like that, which I thought it was fun, and people did watch it.
yeah. Well, let me ask you, what's your experience with returns?
Oh, that's a good question. Uh, my store is 5 years old. My wife's is 3 years old. She has more returns because it's a smaller account, and mine is say two a month, one or two returns a month. How about you?
I get one every couple months or so. Now there for a while, I got like 3 or 4 in one week, and I
Yeah,
was ready to pull my hair out.
nah, you gotta stay calm. My wife's the same way. I'm like, calm down. you you want to go get a public job?
No,
Just stay
no, no,
calm.
dude, you don't understand. Some of the reasons why people return stuff, and then when you get scammed, it's hard to stay calm.
Yeah, I know.
You know, because they'll start a return on you. You get the item back, and if it was sealed when you sent it, but they unsealed it,
Yep,
well, they just screwed you over there because they just opened it. Now you can't sell it new sealed.
right.
So when stuff like that occurs, or they send it back and it's not the same item you sent them.
Yeah, I had that to happen at Christmas. They
Yeah,
kept they kept my good tested VCR, and they're watching it still today, and they sent me back their busted one with the door not opening and a different serial number and all. And eBay immediately sided with them. And I
yeah,
had to do that alpha data thing, and I sent pictures twice to eBay
yep,
saying this ain't my item. And I blocked the person immediately, put it on the old block list on the laptop because I'm old school too. But yeah, that did make me a little hot.
now, yeah, you see, it's hard to stay calm all the time, man.
Yeah, but I'm gonna wait a little bit, make sure everything's good. They did. eBay gave me my money,
Yeah,
started with me, and I'm gonna sell it for $10 parts or something. Their
yeah,
VCR eventually, because that's what I do. I sold a VCR DVD combo, copied a sold comp. It didn't work, or half of it did, and I got
yeah.
$30 for it. I've never heard of that. I've always just got like $10 or $15 for a non-working VCR or combo.
Well, you know, here's one of the things that I've learned. I've been selling off and on eBay since '95 when the site went live,
Yeah,
and the things you think will not sell most times sell the best and the fastest.
it'll surprise you.
Yeah. And the stuff you think, man, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to make a buttload. And you sit on it for 90 days and
Yeah.
it's still there.
Oh, I got stuff from 3 years ago.
Oh, Lordy.
New and sealed little knickknacks from the 80s. And it's
Yeah.
funny, once a month it'll sell all on its own. I didn't revise it. I didn't do sell similar. It'll just be like, man, I just sold something 3 years ago. Do you have that happen?
Yeah. Now,
Wow.
you heard me talking about biscuit butt earlier, remember?
Yeah, biscuit butt.
Oh Lord, he's here. Here comes Ben's wisdom.
He's a famous dude.
Well, I would use that term loosely. But anyway.
Oh, I lift him up. I lift him up, and you knock him down. I get
Well,
it.
you know, hey, Archie can take a major lesson from your work ethic, Chad. And I'll just leave it at that. If he ain't been watching till now, he'll have to go back and watch the replay on what that is. But
Yep.
anyway, Rad Relic says, I have a vintage trucker hat for a 69 Chevelle vintage. If you want to let me know, I don't want to list it on eBay as companies are getting dumb about Vero. And I'm sure he's talking to,
Either one of the Chads.
well, yeah, actually it's Chris, I believe he was directing that too. But anyway.
Awesome.
And Mary says, I sold something a few weeks ago from 2019. I'm surprised I hadn't given up on it.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, go ahead.
Now you.
Archie just said, don't worry, I have my redneck translator turned on. See,
Yeah.
he was the one, he rides me all the time, Chad, about how I talk.
It looks like very similar to a label maker, but you know, it translates. It's not different languages. It's redneck. I get it. A those. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. He's just a barrel of laughs.
That's
Let me
good.
ask you this. Do you ever do any free shipping on your items? Do you do that model or no?
5% of my listings are free shipping, and it's on a $10 item that I copied and sold yesterday for $10 free shipping. And the shipping's gonna cost me $4, and I gave $1 for it.
Okay,
So
wait a minute.
I don't do free shipping.
What do you mean an item you copied?
A sold comp.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Sell one like this on a sold comp. That's what I meant.
Are you a wrestling fan?
Nah, no
Okay.
sports or nothing.
All right. We can't get into that. All right.
I just was raised on a farm, tobacco farm, so I can prime some tobacco and feed cows and tear off asphalt shingles and put on metal roofing.
Well, let me ask you this, man. Back in the younger days when we were teenagers, did you ever go cow tipping?
No, but I seen that in a movie once. I think Chris Farley was in it. It's a true
You
thing.
never went cow tipping?
No, they sleep standing up, right?
Yeah. You just go out in the middle of the field and not and just tip them over.
Nah.
They're going to get me for animal abuse talking about that. So forgive me. That was years ago. I don't do that now.
Nah, that's in that movie. That was all made up.
Yeah. Snipe hunting. You ever been snipe hunting?
Oh yeah, I helped a bag many a night.
Yeah, buddy. Like at 3 a.m., you're out there holding a bag and a flashlight, man.
Oh my goodness.
We did that for the first time with my son when he was in Cub Scouts, and we went tent camping with his scouts.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And he was so fired up, he wanted me to pull it up on the computer to show him what a snipe looks like.
There's probably an image now with that IA. There's probably a picture of a snipe.
There probably is. Yeah, but that was a lot of fun. Of course, dude, nowadays, man, there's no way I could tent camp. My back couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
When I go camping, I do glamping. I've got a camper. I've got to have AC and cable and fully functioning bathroom, you know?
Right on.
Yeah. All right. So we covered the promoted items. We covered the returns. We covered your you do next day shipping like I do.
Yep. By 12 o'clock. Because that's when typically the mail personnel picks up around 12.
Okay. Do you have any goals? I mean, obviously you've been putting more work into putting content up than a lot of us. Do you have a goal one day to reach monetization on your channel?
I do. That'd be nice. Have a little extra money every month for the family. And it always has that opportunity to keep on growing.
Right. Now, what about your wife? I mean, from what I've watched on your channel so far, you don't see her. Does she not do the camera thing?
No, she ain't going to. You can see her hand stick item that just was sold and paid for while I'm shipping out, you'll see her hand every once in a while on my video,
Yeah.
and she'll whisper something. I don't know what it is. Us guys, we don't care, what we look like, how we sound. But
Oh yeah.
the women are like, no, I'm
I
gonna
got
try.
you.
I'm gonna try to get her eventually. It might be years from now.
So Chad in chat says I can't stand free shipping unless the market dictates it.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was trying to say. I kind of go with the flow with free shipping items.
Yeah.
And it sells within a day or two. Whereas if I would have priced that $10 item with free shipping at $5 plus shipping, it would have took 2 or 3 months to sell it. I kind of go
Gotcha.
with the flow too.
Right. Right. All right. All right, guys. If you got anything in chat, if you got questions for Mr. Chad here, just put it down there in the comments here and we'll throw it up and we'll just go from there. Wednesday night hangout live here on the Rocky Top Picker channel. Chad also says when we were young, we had a friend jump out of the truck with a stick and poke a cow that was dead on the side of the road and it exploded. Did I just need to say that?
I think he did. That's happened to a few people.
Yeah, I'm sure he's laying there for a couple days and it just swelled up like a balloon and then it just explodes. But anyway, that's kind of gross. But thanks for sharing that, Chad, in
Yeah,
chat. We
thank you.
appreciate that.
Yes. Let me tell you, I went to a Facebook marketplace in the beginning. It was in Winston-Salem. I seen a picture of 3 boxes of records, and I wrote the guy, and I was like, $100. He's like, okay, see you in the morning. It was one of those deals. And then at the end, you could walk through. Well, there was 3 sets of Casey. You say it for me. The radio guy.
Casey Kasem?
Yes, thank you. The top
Yeah.
40.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently you could get like every month one mailed to you, and it was the top 40. And I believe the people was buying them because of in between it was like drink a ice cold Mountain Dew on the beach. They want to hear them commercials in between each song. I sold them for $100 a piece, but the first one, his wife took it down. I sold the first one, but the other ones they got taken down because I didn't have
Wow.
permission to sell them. She
Yeah.
was over his estate. So I was like, how's these other people? And I'm new at that point. This is years ago doing it.
Right.
And I looked at and they didn't put his name in the title. And that was basically like saying the covers only, no records included. And they're getting $100, because it was 4 records in a box
Okay.
set. But that was pretty sweet. That was the first thing I really made the most money on. That got me excited about the records. And I got another story whenever
Okay.
you say when.
Yeah. Go ahead, brother. Let it loose.
So one of the first records I got was Ozzy Osbourne, the first self-titled. He's in his basement. The picture on it is like whatever you call that sacket print, a print over a print
Oh, yeah.
on the cover from England. He's in his basement, and it was scratched all to pieces, clean. At that time, this is 5 years ago. It was like a $500 record. Well, I got like 125 for it. It wasn't skipped. I was playing them. It was all to pieces, scratched
Oh,
up.
my.
But it brought that much. The cover was like molded and falling apart. So that was pretty exciting. Yes.
Heck yeah, man.
And
That's awesome.
a friend gave me them really cheap. That's something y'all probably talk about. If you're a reseller, you gotta let everybody know.
That's what I
Friend,
was going to ask you. When you go out and about, a lot of resellers don't want to reveal what they do,
yeah,
but I think that opens doors to connections to merchandise if you just tell people.
it does. I've got
Yeah.
other resellers that don't sell on eBay. Their flea market and antique booths. They'll send me pictures of GI Joe men or wrestlers or old trucker hat stuff they know I'm into because I talked to them at the Goodwill briefly. I try to be a real friendly guy, big smile, and it happens all the time. Family members will give me stuff, and I'll sell it for hundreds of dollars. you know, But I don't know. I think
Let me ask you this, Chad. You know, you were just mentioning items that you're given very little for, or sometimes it's free and you're making a killing on it. Have you ever had a thought at one time or another that this almost feels criminal? That this money is so good on things? I mean, you think about it.
no, no. What I do
Or
is,
maybe I should rephrase it. Like taking candy from a baby,
yeah,
maybe?
taking advantage of people.
Well, man, we've heard that in the reselling community that when you go buy from Goodwill, you're taking from the poor and all that. Well, we are not.
Nah, they can buy the $10 and $20 sneakers that we leave for them.
That's right.
To answer your question, like the friends and family and the other resellers, when I see them in Goodwill the next time, I'll hand them some cash and be like, I sold them 2 cookie jars you gave me and didn't want to deal with. I won't say the price, but they watch my YouTube channel and can see that one brought 50 and the other one brought 60 or something. So I give back, try to,
Yeah.
and I'll be blessed. The same person gave me like a ski helmet, new with tags that's sells for like $100, and she's like, list this and we'll split it. And I'm like, okay.
That's awesome, man.
That's Chad's world.
Chad's world.
Yeah,
That's it.
little peek inside of Chad's world.
That's awesome, man.
Thank you.
Well, we got Fart Sack Jack, dude. I just love that username. Fart Sack Jack is in chat. He says hello to everybody.
Hello.
And let's see. Mary says, I loved getting ACDC imports when I was in high school. Never had that Aussie one, though. How cool.
Yeah.
I never got into selling albums. I mean, I've got some that I can list. I mean, one coming to mind immediately is Prince's 1999 album.
Yep. I've sold that one.
What did it bring? Do you recall?
20, $25.
Really? Okay. Well, that's not bad. Now, let me ask you this. Are you a reseller that focuses on listing items that are $15 or higher, or does it not concern you to have low dollar amount items listed?
It doesn't concern me to list $10 items, board games. I love it. $8 hat, $15 hat. Just the more
Gotcha.
you list, you list some. I never do a draft bank. Never have. I just list it and make it live on my phone. I don't stack them or nothing in a bank. And as soon as you list a few items, you'll sell something. It gets that
Yeah.
algorithm going for real. You
Well,
get
we
it.
don't have time to get into the subject of making a draft bank and scheduling your listings because that's what I do.
Yeah.
And I've got too many daggone um I've got too many in my peanut gallery.
Too many irons in the fire.
Well, peanut gallery in the chat that calls me putting using my draft bank as a digital death pile, but
That makes
I,
sense.
I disagree with that. But anyway, we're not going to get into that because
Yeah.
I get ramped up too easy when I get on that subject.
Yeah.
So,
My wife
uh,
actually, my wife does that. She'll stack about 15, and then wherever we're at, out for supper, she's dropping listings. But I just
yeah,
can't do it. I'm programmed differently.
yeah. Jack says there's a lot of common albums worth good money.
Yeah, a lot of the Christian stuff sells quick.
Yep. He also goes on to say there's a couple of Fleetwood Mac LPs that have
Oh,
a textured cover, and those are a better copy than the non-textured.
that's good to know.
And Mary says, I have never sold albums online either. I know album buyers are really picky about the condition. At least that's what I've heard. I would be nervous. LOL.
Yeah, I think there's only a few people that clean and play the records. Most people just take good pictures. I got a handheld desk light and then lights above at my mom's kitchen, and you can read the wax number very clear and see that there's no scratches on the bottom of the record in my listings. And I noticed
Nice.
in the last year and a half, I've been cleaning them and saying play tested and clean with the anti-static, record brush. But some people now are saying they roll it in the water. What is that called? The cleaning thing for the record. I'm like, who has time to do all that?
Yeah,
And let it
really.
dry and not get the label wet. I don't know how that works. Sonic has been sonically cleaned, but which I'm sure they're doing it on the high dollar records, which makes sense.
So online chat Chad says, "Hey Chad, do you live in your store like I do?"
Sometimes, yeah. My house is like 40 foot in that direction. This is just a
Oh
little
yeah.
outbuilding, but yeah, I enjoy it out here. I really do.
And Jack says almost all the albums I'm selling are from my collection. So he's got a big album collection.
Oh, that's awesome. I actually bought on Goodwill.com 3 years ago a bunch of rap records, and they're in my house, like Biggie Smalls and all.
Yeah.
Got a deal, you bid on it. They turned out pretty clean.
Yeah. And Jack goes on to say that he has cleaned a few thousand of those albums by hand.
Yeah,
Wow. That's commitment there. I couldn't do that.
it is. That is.
All right. Well, we've reached just over an hour, guys, and I don't want to keep detaining you here, Chad, in case you've it's after 8 o'clock, and if you got some family things you need to get to. But
Okay.
first off, I want to thank you for coming on here on the Rocky Top Reseller Spotlight. I want to thank everybody here in chat, and if you've not done it, I'm going to throw Chad's link in the chat one more time. If you will go over to YouTube and sub to his channel, this gentleman right here is more committed to producing content than most of us. He does a daily video every day, 6 days a week. Got a plethora of a library built up over there of episodes you can go watch. Visit him on Instagram. Anything else you'd like to tell everybody, Chad?
Thanks for having me on your show, and good luck with selling, all you resellers out there in the neighborhood.
All right, buddy. Well, guys, hey, it's been a pleasure being here on Hump Day with you here on Rocky Top Picker channel. And by the way, Woody, I'm going to start calling you Woody since I've got two Chads in my life now. Woody, contact me on Instagram or send me an email at rockytoppicker73@gmail.com. I want to talk to you, my friend. And to all the ladies and all the gentlemen in the chat, we love you. And here is my pin that I like to make my points with, Roman. So you won't miss it. Right here it is, right there. Peace and love, everybody. We cannot wait to see you next time right here on the Rocky Top Picker channel.